All right, lesson 80. Using a constant factor to solve a ratio problem. Before I start, I want to talk about ratios. Okay, so there's a factor, there's a ratio of 3 dogs to every 5 cats. And if we were to write this ratio, let me do it with a different color. Hopefully this blue works. Not good enough. Okay, if I were to write this ratio, I would say it is dogs to cats. So this is important. You want to write dogs on top and cats on bottom. The word dogs comes first, so that goes on top, and the word cats comes second, so that goes on bottom. Now, the numbers that correspond to dogs and cats are right next to it. This one's pretty easy, 3 and 5. So that would be equal to, there are 3 dogs and 5 cats. Okay? We're starting something that's called tic-tac-toe math. And the thing that people miss on tic-tac-toe math is when they do not label their ratio. You gotta label your ratio. It's very simple, especially in a problem like this. 3 goes with dogs, 5 goes with cats. Okay, so that's important. All right, and then we're gonna talk about some other stuff later on, but this is the first step. Let's do this one. Actually, let's pause the video, and try to do this problem. And we're back. Okay, so I'm going to start out with crossing that right here. This is a ratio of flowers to weeds. What word comes first? We're comparing 2 things, flowers and weeds. Which one of those comes first? Well, flowers, of course. So flowers is going to go there. And weeds is going to go there. What's the number that corresponds to flowers? Wait, there's no number here. Oh, it says the ratio is 7 to 10. Well, since flowers came first, it goes on top. Which number of 7 and 10 comes first? Of course, that is 7. So that also goes on top. Since weeds comes second, what number between 7 and 10 comes second? Well, that would be 10. 10 comes second, so that'll go there. So now we have what I call, the first one here is called the word ratio, because it's a ratio that has words. And this one right here is the number ratio. Okay? Same thing here. Those are your labels. And this one right here is your number ratio. Okay. All right, so problem number 3. To make green paint, the ratio of blue to yellow is 3 to 2. I guess we don't need this up here anymore. Erase that. For 6 ounces of yellow paint, how much blue paint is needed? Okay. So I'm going to do tic-tac-toe math. I want you to draw 2 lines this way and 2 lines this way. Okay, the first column right here is going to be your word ratio. Okay, so we're going to write words. And this would be, next one is your ratio, and this one right here is going to be your number. Okay, I'll call it your actual count. So the first one, we're making green paint, we're going blue to yellow. So since blue comes first, where do you think it's going to go? It's going to come right here on top, blue. These are my words. The first column is words. The second one is yellow. Okay? So I'm done with my word column. Next column is my ratio column. I have 3 to 2. So since 3 comes first, it goes on top. And 2 comes second, so it goes on bottom. Okay? Now I need to find my actual number. Okay? It says for 6 ounces of yellow paint. So we got 6 ounces of yellow paint. So this 6, where's it going to go? Is it going to go in the blue row or the yellow row? Well, since it's 6 ounces of yellow paint, does it not make sense that it goes in the yellow row? Now the only other thing we have to figure out is how many ounces, how much blue paint is needed. So this is what we need to figure out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a constant. Now, if I had something like a fraction equals 6, a constant, that's basically our middle step that we've been talking about all year. You ask yourself, 2 times what number is 6? Well, 2 times 3 is 6. If I multiply the bottom by 3, then you want to multiply the top by 3. Okay? So then, I'm going to multiply 3 times 3 and get 9. So 9 is going to go right here. So that answers your question. How much blue paint is needed? Well, 9 ounces. And if you mix 9 with 6, you'll get a perfect green color because of our constant right there. This is our constant. All right, let's have you guys try one. All right, problem number 4. The ratio of ants to flies was 8 to 3. If there were 24 flies, how many ants would there be? You can pause it now, or you can get a little hint. Your little hint is use tic-tac-toe math. This is going to be your word, or basically your labels. This is going to be your ratio, and this is going to be your number. Okay? Fill this in and solve. All right, you're back. Hopefully you paused it. If not, pause it now, and then stop pausing it when you're done with your problem. Okay, your word ratio. And let's get a different color. This might be easier if I use green. The word ratio is ants to flies. So since ants comes first, that goes on top. Flies comes second, that goes on bottom. Your ratio of this is 8 to 3. 3 to 8. Nope. Whatever comes on first goes on top. So that's really 8 to 3. Okay? Now, our number is 24. Where does 24 go? Top or bottom? I don't know. Well, it says 24 flies. Oh, so the 24 is going to go on bottom. If it had said 24 ants, then the 24 would go on top. But since it says 24 flies, 24 is associated with flies, so it goes on bottom because that's the fly row. Now I'm going to do my fraction over here. 8 to 3 equals something over 24. I want to find this number right there. So let's do our middle step, which is finding our constant. 3 times what number equals 24? Well, that would be 8. 3 times 8 is 24. If I multiply the bottom by 8, I multiply the top by 8. 8 times 8 is going to be 64. So this will be 64 ants at the picnic.